Another common mistake I see people make is they have an inability to control their breathing. So what that means is they basically either hold their breath or they breathe in when they should actually be breathing out. The best way to get an optimal contraction is to exhale as you squeeze, okay? So as you come to the top portion of the rep, you should be breathing out. As you reach the very top, the peak contraction, your lungs should be emptied of air. As you come back down and start to relax, you should inhale, okay? And if at any point you feel as though you've lost control of your breath, just rest. Just take the time, get your breath back, and then go again. There's no point, I see this happen when I train my clients. As soon as they lose control of that rhythm of their breathing, they try and increase the speed of their reps, and then their breathing is all over the place. And what do you get? You just get ineffective reps, which aren't really targeting the core as good as they could be. So I'll show you an example with the decline crunch. What you need to do, obviously I'm not going to do this perfectly because I need to talk as I go through the motion of this, but as we come down, you're going to inhale, take a deep breath, and as you come up, begin to exhale. And as you reach the very top of the crunch, your lungs should be completely emptied of oxygen, not oxygen, air. And at that top movement, I want you to squeeze your core as much as possible. As you begin to come down, breathe in, and then exhale and squeeze. A little tip with doing a decline crunch as well. A lot of people overcompensate with the hip flexors and find out that the legs actually get tired before their core does. So what you need to do when you do a decline crunch is you need to just switch your legs off. Imagine you can't use your legs whatsoever. The only thing you can use in order to lift your torso up is just your core. Completely relax the legs and squeeze the core, yeah? Far too many people actually use the hip flexors and their legs to lift themselves up. One more thing with a decline crunch, people come up way too high. They come up to this position here. In this position here, I'm just resting. Gravity's acting directly down my spine, so I'm not actually required to do anything at this point. There is no tension on my core. So a lot of people come up to the top of the rep and they have a little bit of a rest. What you need to do, ideally for optimal stimulation, is probably stop at this position here, where your body is around 45 degrees. So gravity is still trying to pull the weight of my body down, but I'm resisting it by engaging my core and by trying to freaking switch my legs off at the same time. The rope crunch is probably one of the most important ones where you need to get your breathing right, okay? If you're not exhaling as you come down and contract, your repetitions are going to be pretty damn shoddy, okay? You need to do, if I tell you breathe, I would just say you're not doing it properly. I want you to over-exaggerate your breathing, like this. So as I'm coming down to the bottom of the rep, not only am I exhaling, I'm coming down, I'm blowing out all of the air that's inside of my lungs, and I'm crunching and squeezing my core together. I'm not gonna lie, the first time I did the rope crunch, I didn't feel it where I should be feeling it. Because I didn't really know how to activate my core properly, and I just wasn't aware of or how I should have been doing this exercise. So it took some time for me to familiarize myself with this one. But when it comes down to it, if I was to pick 5 of my top abdominal exercises, this would be one of them. So just because you don't feel an exercise work properly, don't think, oh, you know what, that exercise is not for me. It can be, you just need to work at it. Practice, 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 and you will figure it out. Trust me, it'll be like a light switch that's going on in your head. You'll be like, okay, that's how you do it, yeah? So just practice and don't give up.